Eddie Jones brings chaos theory to England to make up gap on All Blacks. Eddie Jones brings chaos theory to England to make up gap on All Blacks. Eddie Jones wants to have his players prepared for any eventuality by the time of the 2019 Rugby World Cup. Eddie Jones has pledged to create chaos in the house as he prepares his squad to face every eventuality in the build-up to the 2019 Rugby World Cup. The England head coach signalled that the process had begun with the announcement of his 34-man squad for November's Old Mutual Wealth series of tests. Jones believes that England are still 20% behind New Zealand in terms of fitness and adaptability, a deficit that he intends to address with renewed prominence at the week-long training camp that begins in Portugal on Sunday, Monday NZ time. There is no place for Lions flanker James Haskell, as back rowers such as Exeter's uncapped 22-year-old Sam Simmonds, alongside Bath Sam Underhill and Tom Curry, of Sale, make their mark. NZ-born Sale wing Denny Solomona has earned a recall thanks to his try-scoring ability. There is a recall, though, for Sale's Denny Solomona, but he has been issued with a final warning as to the curfew-breaking drinking excess that led to him being turfed out of the training squad in August. All of them can expect to be exposed to a regime tailored to making them deal with the unexpected. We want the players to be uncomfortable for the next 2 years, so that when they get to the World Cup they will be prepared for anything, said Jones. Prepared for North Korea to fire a missile, prepared for an earthquake, for bad sushi, for bad refereeing. It doesn't matter what happens, they will be ready for it. We need to make the team more uncomfortable, not have everything nice and rosy but a bit of chaos in the house. Every time we come together now it's about building towards the World Cup. Jones believes the All Blacks have deliberately put themselves under pressure to equip for the World Cup. Jones has shaped everything to that end, from the call-up for Portugal of two apprenticed talents and 18-year-old Harlequins fly half Marcus Smith and 20-year-old Bath back row forward Zach Mercer, to the short-term hiring of coaching assistants and Jason Riles from Australian Rugby League, Neil Greig from Australian Rules Football and Toulon's Mark Dalmazza. But more significant than the presence of new individuals will be the shift in emphasis to World Cup mode, the upscaling of conditioning programs, allied to the demolition of comfort zone walls and the relentless chasing down of the All Blacks. We've got information on other teams that indicates there's a gap of about 20% in certain areas and that's what we've got to breach, said Jones. The All Blacks used to look at the World Cup with a view that as they were the no-one team in the world, they would turn up and win it. What they've learned in the last 8 years is the process of building towards a World Cup campaign. What they have done post the Lions tour has been so clever in terms of being able to expand their depth, to experiment with the way they've played. They've deliberately put themselves under pressure in games to equip themselves better for the World Cup. Even if there is to be a focus on performance-related aspects, Jones is adamant results are everything, citing the reaction on radio to Spurs manager Mauricio Pochettino, who was the world's best young coach last week and loses one game and is not the man to lead Tottenham. In Portugal, Jones will assess the freshness levels of the English Lions to determine how many of them play in the series. There is definitely a chance you won't see some of them, noting that some are a long way off, in terms of current form, alighting on Northampton's Courtney Lawes as one who started the season like a house on fire, but someone has put some water on the fire and we're going to try to reignite the fire again. Jones travelled to Manchester on Thursday, Friday NZT, to see Solomona, who he has preferred ahead of Semi Sirokajaguni and Marland Yard despite the indiscretions. Denny slept for 2 weeks on his floor, revealed Jones. His wife kicked him out of his bed. 2 weeks probably was not long enough, she was probably too soft on him. He is very contrite about it. He knows he made a serious mistake and he knows that if he makes it again things won't be looking so good. We looked at Marland and Denny together in terms of tries scored. The number of tries Denny has scored, 7, is far superior to the amount Marland Yard has scored, 4. We want a try scorer on that wing, so he gets the nod. Haskell was omitted on form, a bit off the pace, with Jones seeing him in person in Warwickshire last weekend, joking the Wasps flanker might run him over with the tractor he has parked outside his house. No doors are closed, said Jones with regard to future selection, although he did speak enthusiastically of the merits of Underhill, Curry and Simmons, who plays at Openside against Sale Sharks tonight, as well as favourably mentioning the qualities of overlooked Exeter flanker Don Armand. Chris Robshaw, meanwhile, remains our first choice No. 6. The World Cup clock is ticking for all England players. This is a hard team to get into and it is going to get harder, said Jones.